What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. I know I'm a little late over here, kind of, spend the first, beginning of this week, not uploading anything, but I will be getting a couple videos out for this week and then getting back into the regular schedule next week. But it is Friday, so let's go ahead and get into the Friday market watch. So, Gemini Summoner, the reason I didn't know that this card had originally gone up. I know I talked about a different Gemini card that had peaked in Edison, but I was going through some of my some of this older stuff that I kind of had for a while because I've had these two little binders, and I was just like, hey, let me go through them, and I ended up picking out Gemini Summoner and a couple of other cards that I realized were up for the past format. So if you like what we do here, please feel free to like, subscribe. If not, it is all cool. Leave a like on the video, it really helps out. So all that out the way, let's go and get into it. There is cheap version of this card, so and another thing I kind of want to emphasize for the market watch is I hope you guys don't think that I'm kind of trying to encourage everyone to only get the more expensive versions or only buy expensive cards because they're your only option. Although there are certain cases where that is your only option, so you have to spend the money. And but I understand, especially in these past formats, there is usually other options, but the original secret rares from Tactical Masters are actually a pretty good amount of money. The original first eds are in the 18 kind of 19 range. You have unlimbs, moderate plates, heavy plates are about $7 to $8. So I guess something to keep a lookout that if you do have some older bulk, or maybe you have this card because you bought it for laughs or whatever. This is actually, if it's in good condition, unlimited, it's probably about I would say about an $8 card. If you have a first edition one, is about $20, kind of out of nowhere. So that just is something to kind of keep in mind. Tyrant Dragon is another card that I just didn't realize was actually worth a bit of money. So pretty much every single copy across the board is kind of worth at least in the $2 range. The Ultra from Dark Beginnings, it has this, they're kind of going everywhere. The commons are in this $2 range. The super rares are about the $2 to $4 range, and the ultra rares from Legend of Dark, this is the one that I ended up finding. I found a unlimited copy, and so I did I didn't end up posting it up, but it already went. So but these damage, even the damage versions, are about $2 to $3. So if you have any copies of Tyrant Dragon, you essentially have a bit of money. It's kind of, I believe this is kind of used more of the older goat than the older goat formats to make the freaking Dragon Pile decks. So so this is just something to keep in mind, that if you're going through your bulk and you find a couple of these, even the common ones might be worth at least $1. I'll pull these up right here. Yeah, we're looking at that mod plays $1, near mints $1.30. So so even they're $1 right here. So if you find these, I would just go ahead and pull them out. Giant Trunade, like I said, there's a lot of different copies of it, but the original super rares, the Magic Ruler copy, the Dark, the Dark Beginning, and then the super rares from the from Spell Ruler, even the 25th anniversary special edition, those are all actually starting to go up. I'm just gonna kind of go with this price a little bit right now, just because there's probably more the light plates right here on the market. Yeah, a lot of near mints, much more like it. So we got the near mint copies are going for about $8.73, pretty much across the board. If you kind of find them in near mint condition, the super rares are all going in that range. But even like I said, even same as the other cards, if you're able to find these cards, even if they're moderately mod play, even heavily played, they're still worth about $4 to $5. So keep in mind that if you have some of these cards and you're just holding them in, they're beat up, no one wants them. If they classify as heavily played, or mod play, they're at least about $4 to $5 cards. So the original Giant Trunades and also the reprint super rares from the reprints of the original sets, those are actually worth money. So kind of keep that in mind for past formats. Dark Ruler No More, this I'm kind of noticing a lot of people kind of talking about how we're gonna see more of an importance of board breakers. Now I'm not 100% sure if those board breakers are going to necessarily be the board breakers that the board breakers that actually break the board, kind of like Raigeki and Lightning Storm, or a board breaker in a sense like Dark Ruler No More, to where it kind of just allows you to combo into a board to break it. So I kind of don't know exactly what type it is, but I do want to kind of just get the PSA of there are a lot of versions of Dark Ruler No More out there, and if you don't have yours, I'll just pick them up. They've always kind of gone crazy. You got the I'm on the prismatics. Yeah, I'm on the 2019 gold star copies. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, so I got the prismatics up right here, And you got near mints unlimited. See, near mint limited $5-6. So we're looking at like the $6 to like $7 range for this card. They said limited market price around $7, so $6 to $7 for the original version. So like, I mean, I could see this kind of going up into the 10, kind of 12 range if, you know, if we go back to the main decking triple dark ruler no more formats. Like those formats exist, and you don't, you know, you say you want to have your dark no more. But I also wouldn't put it past these common versions to go to like, you know, the $2 to $3 range. They're already kind of starting to, I mean, like these are kind of coming down, but they've kind of settled in that 125 range. So I don't think they're gonna go any lower than this like 125 $1 range. So I kind of feel that at any moment Dark No More becomes like 3 cards a copy, we are essentially going to be paying about $2 to $3 for this card. So I would just go ahead and get these sooner rather than later. Even these right here, if you don't have your set, you know, near mints 204, I would just go ahead and get those 204s right here. Just just go and pick this card at $2 for the ultra. At any moment this card could probably go to 5. I would just go ahead and pick them up. Gamecill the Sea Turtle Kaiju. This card continues to stay high in price. Like every single version is still up. The secret rares kind of calmed down a little bit. Like they were like kind of in that, they're going to 30 range, and they calmed down a bit, but they're still kind of a little high. You got some mods right here for like $16, $17. Once you get the light plays, they go back to like the 21, 22 variant. So 22 price range. So like I don't know. I guess before I say what I'm about to say, I understand there's a lot of different versions of kaiju. So I know Gamecill is not the only kaiju. I know that's pretty much the primary one everyone talks about. I know you have the sticky strings. I know you have the Dogoran, and I know that all of them come in an extremely cheap and affordable. You know, like the rare, right? You know, you get the rare, and then you get the common for 84 cents. So essentially, you get these for like the $1 to like kind of like $2 range. You kind of got Humongous here, kind of, you know, fluctuates depending on what's good and what's not good. So you kind of have this whole, like, you know, you got like these light plate first is 149, but then sometimes these are like kind of, they are in the $3 range. But like with that all being said, like the reason why this is the most talked about one is, well, I mean, appearance is for 2 main reasons. It's the one with the lowest, it's the one like with the lowest attack, so like theoretically it's like the easiest to get over. But another thing that like I guess like for the same reason why back when Floowandereeze were running the barrier statue, and then Tri Brigade were also running the Samoric to get the barrier statue from the deck, that caused this kaiju, the moth, to just skyrocket in price. It was like a $7 kaiju. And now that the second that card's out of the second that card's no longer in, like, you know, as a tier 1 threat, now it's like a 20-cent card. Why? Because you rather like most of the time you rather deal with the low attack kaijus, and now with Floowandereeze being able to run the small world bridge and get themselves into the water kaiju and then summon it off the end pen. No, the water kaiju, get the water barrier statue and summon it off the end pen. You kind of essentially are now forced to run the water one if you have Floowandereeze at your locals. Like if you know Flu's there and he plays the barrier statue, then you have to have the water kaiju to go ahead and try to like get over it. So that's I guess like I understand there's different choices and there's different options, but like sometimes when you're playing like super competitive, or when you're just at that level where you know that it's a threat, Gamecill just always comes out as like one of the best options. Alright, Snowdrop the Rikka Fairy. Rikka won over there in the German WCQ, German W. Yeah, I'm getting everything mixed up because I'm trying to catch up with all the different news. But Rikka won one of the big events over there in Europe, and it just maybe I might react to the actual match because I haven't like gotten to see it. I did see a bit. There's like some major misplay, so I guess I want to check that out. But nonetheless, Rikka won, and Rikka is still a very, very, very good deck, and that obviously has caused a lot of buyouts. You have the Rikka, you have like the Rikka Fairy, I just said the name, and it's kind of like going a little baby bump a little bit, going for about $14 to like $15. So like, I mean, she was already kind of up because like I don't think she did not get a reprint, so she still only has her super rare from the original set they came out of. But it's still like I guess I don't know, like everything else got a reprint, but when they miss that card, especially like when the deck is so secretly good. The reason why I say secretly good is because like a lot of people know about the deck, but they don't know how to stop it, essentially because not enough people play it to make it a threat that people prepare for it. So it kind of became this deck where people knew they had to worry about it, but they weren't willing to learn it, or they didn't want to play it, so they kind of just, you know what, not enough people play it. And then when they get hit by it, they were just kind of completely caught off guard by all the craziness that it would do. And with the, with that being said, Rikka Glamour is also still kind of worth money. You got the $10 for the real secret rare, and then you got the reprint, which actually I thought wasn't really worth anything, but it has been going up. It was kind of in its $2 range, but now, recently just started to climb, slowly start to climb back up. So now you can get them kind of in the 375 to 450 range. Yeah, this is just a product of the, like the deck had its reprints, and it was kind of at a certain level, then it wins a major tournament, and then just completely, like skyrockets. Everyone's kind of like, oh, I want to like how to play it, but they're gonna slowly realize that it's not that it's super complicated, but like you have to really it's one of those decks where you need to truly understand everything about it, because you can't always like you're not always able to like get these crazy boards out. It's like also depending on the version, like you can play the Sun Avalon version, you can play the version with the plants, you can play also with the Therion. So it's like there's a lot of like these different kind of things that you that you have to set up, or know to set up, or know how to play around. So sometimes players think it's like going to be as easy as running Zodiac, and it's like, no, it's not every tier 1/0/0 deck is going to be like running Zoo. Yeah, I guess another thing I wanted to like look at is you got a lot of these cards. You got the Rikka Petals here at $4, the ultra rare Rikka Queen XYZ. Here's like the $2 to $3 range. Prima the Rikka Fairy, and here in like the $1 or $2 range. Teardrop Rikka Queen, the reprint right here in the $2 range. So you got a lot of cards that are in the $2 range, and like a lot of the stuff that you need is like pretty, like pretty cheap, but for the most part, all the heavy hitting stuff is very, very expensive. And the last card I want to talk about here is Aromaseraphie Jasmine. Man, this right here is a card that like I had a lot of copies of these cards. It was one of my first investments that I did. I had a whole page of them, and then I got them at like $1, sold them at like $7, and thought that it was all great. But these cards have consistently for a while been holding like $15.93, and then once that one's gone, $18.53, and then $25. To be honest, this card's constantly holding this like $16 to like $20 price point, and that's just because it just hasn't got a reprint. If it got a reprint, it probably wouldn't be this expensive. But the fact that we haven't got a reprint of this card in a very long time kind of says I don't know. I guess this is probably a card that Konami has forgot about, and a card that a lot of people kind of wish that they would have kept, or I don't know. I wish that they would have just kind of kept in mind. Alright guys, if you like if you like all the info in the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. If not, it is all cool. Leave a like in the video, and peace out, and I'll catch you in